Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the World Series. This is event number 5, bringing us down to Nashville, Tennessee at Nissan Stadium. You can see the track here, quite a large track. There's a lot of technical moves to be made here, and I'm excited to see how these trucks tackle this track. Up first, of course, we're going to have Blacksmith after the unfortunate run that he had last event where he tried to get a backflip off the side of a bus, and it just sent him right over. He'll be going out first, which, could be a bad thing, but that also does mean Blacksmith does get to set the bar for the rest of the trucks and what they have to beat. Here he goes. Got his first hit. It looked like he was trying to go for a slap wheelie there. Wasn't too successful. He's going to circle back around. He's going to go for another slap wheelie off that identical jump, and that one is a lot more successful. Nicely done by Blacksmith. He's going to get it turned around here. He's going to head straight up into a nice sky wheelie off that kind of car jump. That super vertical jump. Really great for slap wheelies. He's going to get another sky wheelie right there. Nicely done. He's going to get it spun around here. What's he going for next? Going for that kind of little hump in between those two very vertical jumps. And he's going to get a nice little combo. Look at that. And he's going to do a nice little wheelie across the pod. That was expertly done by Blacksmith. He's going to send it right back into the other side of the pod. Going to get a little sideways. He's upside down, but he's able to pull it back over. Looks like he just kind of let off the throttle and let the truck slowly guide its way back down. Nicely done. And he's going to get a little turned around. Those back wheels are going to catch that. It's going to send him sideways. And he turtles the truck over. That was an unfortunate ending for Blacksmith. Only going to get himself a 23. Was not able to fill time. That was just such an unfortunate run for Blacksmith. Even after last event, that was not what you wanted to see. Up next, though, here comes Avenger. Last event, as you can remember, well, first of all, he's just going to send it soaring over the pod with full speed straight out of the gate, comboing it into that bus jump. Nicely done. Last event completely annihilated the rear end. They were able to get it back together just in time for this event. He's got some humongous air off that jump right into those crush cars. Just had to mention that really quick. That was a lot of air just for that tiny little jump. He's going to get a nice little sky wheelie. But they were able to get the truck back together. They decided, both Spike and Avenger decided against the BKTs. They weren't really there. They weren't jiving with those as well as they were with these Goodyears. So they swapped back to Goodyears. Avenger's back in mechanical order. He's going to send it flying into this pod, and he breaks. Both both wheels have completely snapped that tie rod. That tie rod is destroyed. And the suspension, too. The front left suspension. That thing is just flying out everywhere. Completely annihilated the front end. He has no control over either of those wheels. He's going to send it spinning into some donuts. It looks like that front right wheel is actually turning with the rear wheels. Nicely done. Nice little bit of physics there for you. He's going to send it slamming into the side of that jump, kind of going over it sideways. Nicely done. He's also going to just kind of floor it into that jump right there. And he's getting a little turned around. Look at that. What do you even call that move? He did like a barrel roll in the air. He's going to roll it back over. Not going to be able to save it. Avenger is only going to be able to score himself a 17. Not able to fill time. That'll unfortunately put him below Blacksmith. Not what Avenger wanted to see from this event. It was a nice run, though. Give him props for that. That was good. Up next, we have the U.S. Air Force Afterburner. Now, of course, you can see here he has none of his body on because of it just got so torn up last event. Nice little way to start his run. Great air, nosediving it straight in the ground. He only has the flags on right now, so at least you can tell what truck is out. But yeah, they're getting a new body shipped in. They'll probably have it by next event, or they'll save it for the World Finals, since that's coming up very shortly, actually. We're coming down to the end of the World Series. And at these last two events, every single one of these trucks is going to be driving as hard as they can to get the last little bits of points, squeeze out as many points as they can from these last two events to see who will take home the points championship. Now, currently, while U.S. Air Force Afterburner is not entirely in contention for the championship, right now, if he's able to win this event and the next event, he could very well take home the trophy with air like that! Landing hard on the left side, and the truck holds up just fine. That was incredible. He's going to send it soaring, well, not soaring, slamming into those crush cars, bouncing on that van. Nicely done. I thought he was going over there for a second. That was a nice move by the U.S. Air Force Afterburner. He's going to send it straight up into the air over the side of that pod, and there he breaks the wheel off. Oh, that is unfortunate. I don't know, he must have hit something, or I guess that knuckle must have come loose throughout his run. But that wheel just flies off. That was unfortunate. He's going to get stuck on those cars. Yeah, as I was saying, if he wanted to be in contention for the Point Series Championship, he needed to get a win here and at the next event. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it here. He's going to get off that car miraculously. He's going to get stuck on another one, though. Oh, he's able to put it in reverse and get it out of that. Yeah, these last two events are going to be crucial for points, and early breaks like this are really going to affect drivers and their score. He's going to try and get into some donuts. He's not able to. He's only going to score 25. That does put him in the lead. That was a nice little two-wheel save right there. But I don't think a 25 is going to hold up for the rest of this event, especially with the heavy hitters that still have yet to come. But that will put him in the lead for now, and it's not a bad score. It's not the worst we've seen so far. Up next, though, a truck that really needs to be making a comeback now or never is Monster Energy. With the victory... Wow, look at that. That was a nice air. Sorry, I got caught up on how well he jumped over that racing lane. It seems like Avenger and Monster Energy able to get tons of air off that racing jump. Very nicely done. And a nice sky wheelie to back that up. But with the win from Gravedigger last event, it kind of threw Gravedigger into contention for the championship, threw him into the mix, along with Avenger, Spike, and Blacksmith. They've really all been battling up top, and now Gravedigger's sneaking his way in. Monster Energy really needs to secure himself some more points in order to keep himself securely in the lead. It does look like Monster Energy has blown a tire. That front left tire has gone flat, actually. I must have missed whenever he blew that. That, once again, another, not technically an early break, but an early misfortune. I don't know how that's going to affect his run. Now he's sending it all which ways? Sideways. Look at him go. I mean, even with that blown tire, he is just flooring it all over this track. Nicely done by Monster Energy. Gonna send it. Look at that move. Just sending it sideways over the pod, and he's able to save it. It doesn't even look like he touched the throttle there. The truck just kind of bounced back over onto all fours. Nicely done. Going over sideways over that bus jump. Getting some great air. Monster Energy, even with that blown tire, he is putting on a show for you fans. Sending it over the side of that bus jump, or that van jump, and look at that. What do you call that save? Goes over completely sideways and then right back onto the back wheels, doing a nice little wheelie. He's going to slam it into that van. Looks like he got caught up on that. He's going to put it in reverse. Although it looks like he's taking another car with him, seeming like it's gotten stuck in that wheel. Is he going to be able to tear that thing out of him? He is. Somewhat. It's still kind of hooked on there, although time has run out. He's going to score 28. Not a bad score for Monster Energy. That'll put him in the lead. And he's going to keep going to celebrate for you fans. Put it into some reverse donuts. I don't think we've ever seen that. That is a unique move right there. Nicely done. Look at him celebrating right here for you fans. Sending it just all over these jumps. Just cross-threading whatever he can. He's going to send it into some more donuts here. This time going forward instead of going in reverse. And that'll be the end of his celebration right there. Looks like he's got a broken sway bar there too, so more damage than I initially thought. They'll get that truck fixed up for next time. That'll be a good spot for Monster Energy to stay in for the rest of this event. Up next though, someone who has been kind of an underdog this season, Spike, who has been staying not only high in the point series, being able to secure himself a lot of seconds and thirds, but has been putting on some of the most memorable and phenomenal runs this World Series. And it looks like he's about to give us another phenomenal and memorable moment as he goes flying over Avenger. Nicely done. He completes the jump, revving the little engine, getting the fans excited on their feet. He goes soaring over Avenger. And then look at that air, straight going into some high air. Nicely done. Kind of running over those crush cars over there. It's turned into a junkyard almost. Those cars are just scattered all about. There's no singular jump anymore. It's a nice little wheelie there. Getting an amazing slap wheelie. Slamming it straight into that bus jump. Gracefully going down the backside. Nicely done by Spike. That's a move you like to see. He's going to send it flooring into that pod. This time not breaking the steering, unlike Avenger. Very unfortunate to see him end his run early like that. But Spike's going to keep it going. He's going to slam into these crush cars. And there goes the wheel! Another case of possibly just a bad knuckle, or just an unfortunate case of that. Yeah, that wheel just must have been weak. The knuckle breaking straight off the axle. And he's going to throw it into some sidewalls. The back wheel catches, and he's back over. They don't shut him off. They're going to keep him going. Nicely done by Spike as he's going to spin it around here. He's going to throw into some three-wheel donuts. I don't think we've seen this at all this World Series. Nicely done by Spike. God, that knuckle, they must have just had a bad knuckle. I feel like that wasn't that hard of a hit for that knuckle to just completely break. Look at that! He just saved the truck on one wheel. On one singular wheel on the front. He's going to throw it, and there's some sidewalls off the side of the pod. Although, he shuts the truck off. I feel like he definitely could have saved that truck on some sidewalls right there, so he slid down the side of the pod. I guess Spike didn't want to risk any more damage. He's going to score a 27, not going to be able to fill time. So that means that'll put him in second place. But I'm surprised that he shut the truck off that early. I don't know. Must have been a decision not to damage the truck that much more. Got to save the truck for the next couple of the next event and the World Finals. Up next, though, is Jester. He's going to start off sending it straight up and down, getting a nice little swap wheelie off that van jump. Very nicely done. Jester has been one of the real underdogs. Look at that. Going for the exact same style of jump, getting a phenomenal slap wheelie off that jump. Very nicely done. But yes, another one of the kind of silent underdogs, secretly scoring points underneath everybody else. I think currently right now he's either in third or fourth place in the Point Series Championship. But oh no, he's not gonna be if he's not able to save this. He is! Look at that! That was such a nice save. That crushed car actually ended up helping him out. He was able to roll over that, and that was able to put him on the side of his wheels where he's able to sidewall out of that. Nicely done. Call that luck or skill, whatever you want. Jester is back on all fours. Nicely done by Jester. That was a good move. But yeah, scoring second place last event, I feel like that kind of went under the radar. And now he's very up there in the Point Series Championship. And I wonder if Jester is able to be in contention for the Point Series Championship. If he's able to bring home a victory either here or at the next event, he could very well get up there and end up winning this Point Series Championship. And if I were to bet for an underdog, I would bet for Jester. Now, just a few seconds ago, I think I did just see that front right suspension disconnected from the rest of the truck. He might have damaged the suspension. I just saw it disconnect there. You see, slides out nearly into the side of the wall there. It's a good little move there to brake and, miss the wall. You don't want to get shut off and ruin your momentum. Yeah, it looks like the suspension up there, you can see how slammed the front right end is. Looks like he might have broken that front suspension. He doesn't have much time left on the clock, so I'm hoping this won't affect the rest of his run. Although time is already up, and he's going to manage to score a 29. I don't know if his run necessarily deserves a 29. That'll put him in first place. I really don't feel like he did much more than Monster Energy. But then again, yeah, I don't feel like he really deserved that score, but that's going to put him in first. Monster Energy in second. I feel like maybe those scores should be swapped. But there you go. Jester takes the lead late in the game with only one truck left to take away that score. And I know he wants to do it. Gravedigger coming out last as he won last time. He's flooring it, sending it straight over the pod. He is wasting no time whatsoever. He's comboing straight into that jump. Look at that! His first hit out. What a phenomenal save. He was able to tap that throttle. Great control, and he's able to get that truck back over. Nicely done by Gravedigger. Ever since the last event, ever since event number 3, you really saw Gravedigger. He kind of started to come into his own with this new chassis. He really got comfortable in the third event. Look at that nice little move over that van jump. But comfortable in event number 3, threw it out for everyone in event number 4, showing that he can win these events. And here he comes, event number 5. He's got that snowball rolling, and he does not want it to stop. And he's proving it right here and right now. He wants to win this event. He wants back-to-back wins, and I have a feeling that he has not only the capacity, but the will to get this done. Look at him going sideways over that giant jump. Nicely done. He's going to brake check not to slam it straight into that jump. Nicely done. Good control. Smart to not do that. Could have ended up going over on that jump. But look what he's doing here. Going for a crossfire. We have not seen that yet this event. That'll score highly with the judges, and that was a nice move too. Very nicely done by Gravedigger. He's going to spin it around. Going straight for kind of a reverse cross thread of what he just did. He's going to get caught up on sidewalls, but look at that. He's able to pull it back down. What a nice move. That was incredible. He's just going to kind of throw it over that bus jump. He's going to spin it around. It looks like he's going sideways off this bus. Look at that. And he's going to save it. Are you kidding me? That was one of the best moves. I think that was the best move we've seen all night. Gonna roll it. He was gonna roll it over the backside, able to gun it, and look at that. Your winner, your freestyle winner at event number 5 at Nissan Stadium is Gravedigger with a score of a 32. Absolutely incredible. He wanted to keep that snowball rolling, and by golly, he kept that snowball rolling. He was not gonna go home with a second or third place trophy this event. He was going home with first. Nicely done by Gravedigger. Back-to-back wins. He has come into his own in this chassis. I was saying I feel like this chassis had been doing just as bad as that Racehorse chassis that we saw World Series number 4 compared to his CRD chassis, but now I feel like this chassis is starting to contend with this CRD chassis and what he can do and how his skill is represented inside of this chassis. Nicely done. There you go. Your winner of this event is Gravedigger. Now, this was such a great event. Now, besides the quite appalling scoring between Monster Energy and Jester, I'm going to trust with the judges and say that, yeah, Gravedigger deserved the win. Jester had a pretty good run that could have gotten second, and Monster Energy had a run that should have gotten second but got third. Now, I don't know. We'll have to see how scoring goes, especially bad scoring this late in the World Series is going to severely affect these trucks, and I would not blame Monster Energy for being mad at getting third instead of truly what I thought was the deserved second. But you can see the mayhem on this track. They had to tow Avenger back out of the trailers. Everybody else is left on the track. But we're going to see you guys next time at event number 6.